Hello and welcome to a new Let's Play. This time we are doing Team Losi RC Racer. This is a PS1 game, pretty much in 1995. It's by Gremlin Interactive, I believe, and it's not a great game, but ultimately it's essentially one of the, RC Revenge sort of games, the Revolt games. Just a game trying to be like that, but trying to do things differently in a way, even though it's not being that different in any fucking way. Nor is it really being that good either. I'm gonna go for the entire thing, 100% the entire game, and this is a game that really does not have much of anything on the internet about it, so yeah, this will be the first time you'll be able to get anything from this. So, let's go on forward as we are going to be taking care of our choice here. Flame Dragon is our starter. Crush is not great speed there, bit in the middle side. Good acceleration though, but acceleration better there, except this button's a bit more faster and such. A lot better grip too. There's also Scorpion, which is very slow, full grip and such. Less weighted. And again, Vixen, full grip. Big Cell, very slow though. These are our starter cars. As you can tell, our best choice here is going to be not with Crush, but Flame Dragon, because it's got that really good grip. And yeah, you just start off right into like a menu to choose your options. Right now we can only choose Challenge 1. This is our first main mode. And we get straight into it. We have a save spot here. It's the only save room in the entire game. There's also Hub 2, which we can't get into yet. We're doing Hub 1 and 2 in this part. There's also an opening that we can't get into. There's also Chokey City, and our second level, which is right over here, which is actually our first level, Fungal Freeway. We're doing Fungal Freeway first. This is a racing game, obviously you can tell, and it's a lot of the tracks, all the tracks really, are very short. They'll only last like about 2 to 3 minutes long usually. So ultimately we're going through a lot of these tracks a few times. Not a lot of times, but just a few times. And the main thing about this game is these sort of gates. They're all colored differently, and each color, if you activate them, will allow us to essentially get an ability. One way to get that ability, however, is to make sure you actually get the colors in correspondence to the next sequence in order to activate it. The yellow to red will give us a boost, which will allow us to essentially go faster. The green to orange will give us a shield thing, which is like an angry face. This will, if anyone touches us, bounce them around the place. There are a few other abilities in this game that we're having to deal with later on, such as a flight ability and a wheel ability that allows us to go on hazardous things that would slow us down otherwise. But yeah, for the most part, it's just gonna be like this. And the main thing is just to get first place, so we don't have to actually utilize the abilities, but they will help us a lot in this game. And yeah, for the most part, that's going to be how this game is going to work out. And as you can see, the other things are a 2, which I'm guessing is Challenge 2, and a clock, which I'm guessing is Time Trial mode. But it's not really Time Trial mode, you'll see why. Anyway, as you can see, we now have a gold 1 for completing that in first. We need to get all gold here. Chokey City is next, and this is actually during my testing, the actual first level I did. I went a bit backwards, but you can choose any level you want, but I'm going by in a way that I feel like might be the first, second level in a way. Because this one's a bit harder than the Fungal Forest one. Fungal is like really basic and easy, and not many abilities are there. This one starts expanding a bit and shows off a bit more turns, a bit more of how this game's going to control and how the level design's going to be like, and also how the power-ups are going to be like. For instance, the yellow to red, these boost power-ups can be stacked up to 3. So I can go faster and have more of a red glow on myself, and as you can see when I get to the big one, I start going the absolute fastest. The problem is that you don't have much control when you go absolutely fast, so it's not that great to use, but hey, it's still pretty neat to have. Other abilities come in different colors. As you can tell, there's a blue that we don't have yet. There's also, the whole green-orange thing. Hell, there'll be an ability with red that we'll be going through later on and such. Basically, any kind of color that's around that you can start off with, you will essentially be able to find, you know, they all have their own abilities. So, yellow is for when you want to do a boost, and the, I can't believe I forgot the color now. The green will be for the shield thing. So yeah, that's how it's going to work out for us. Let's also remember what the starting colors will actually give us. From there on out, we can then move on from there and, you know, utilize that to get those abilities going and get some wins. And by the way, we have now done the first 2 tracks in the game, which means we have now unlocked Hub 2, which means I've unlocked our next 3 tracks, as well as a little jingle. There you go. So, inside of here is also our first unlockable car. Now, I'm not going to use all the cars, because a lot of these cars are kind of shit. For instance, Bad Boy here, I'm not going to use him. But they will have some use later on when we get some better cars. Right now, Bad Boy has some, you know, better speed. But as you can kind of tell, the, you know, the Excel isn't too great. Wait, it's in the middle. You can see I have better Excel there. However, I am going to utilize Bad Boy because it has a bit more going on. Also, Track Attack and Exploration. Track Attack is the time trial mode, which we'll be going through a few times. I'll go for the entire track once because the tracks do change up about their color stuff and all in these sorts of modes. But the main thing about this is the exploration part. Because there are bonus areas in this game, and if we want to hump at this game, we're going to have to find every bonus area. Not every bonus area, however, is going to, you know, have an unlockable what have you. It's like a little shortcut, which may or may not help you out, really. It'd be a bit hard to actually make it in. But, yeah, as you can see, the colors are much different. Here's a lot more going on. And if I get the red here, you'll also notice there is another color. It can go up to about a maximum of 4 colors, which is purple. This is the flight ability. But yeah, here's the first bonus. Hit these 2 things first. These are like buttons, essentially. They will unlock this door in the middle here. And now it becomes the first of all of these secret areas, these bonus levels. The Phantom Dash. For this one, we are going to need to utilize the Ghost ability, which is blue, yellow, orange, and then blue again. Get a little Pac-Man guy there, Pac-Man Ghost. This will allow us to phase through certain objects, usually glass. Unfortunately, I fell off because these are limited in time, so you don't want to be slow. See, that was how long it took. So, these tracks aren't too long, luckily, but yeah, don't fuck around. You can run out of this quickly. So yeah, get into that, and there we go. And move on forward over to this, and we'll be able to move from this platform here over to another of these, you know, no-access windows, I guess you can call. Or barriers, really. And hey, we now have the ghost needed to get inside this barrier, which is where we can find our next unlockable car. We are going to need this unlockable car, by the way. So, in order to get it, we have to press this button here, get on the moving platform, which can only be, you know, activated again by pressing the button again, and staying on it while getting onto the thing. As you can tell, however, actually staying on things is a bit awkward, and also the controls are also really awkward. I had to get this backwards. But hey, another vehicle is ours now. And this vehicle is the Hard Corpse. I am not using this one because it is slower. The slower cars are not going to help us later on in the game. Just saying. Sure, it has a lot of grip and a lot of excel. Oh, actually, it is faster. I guess I can use it, actually. It's better than that one. But yeah, as you can see, it's a bit of a monster truck sort of deal. It's pretty cool. But the main thing I'm going to talk about right now is Chokey City. Because Chokey City also has a bonus area. Except Chokey City has the worst bonus area in the entire fucking game to me. Not because of difficulty, not because it's not designed well, not because it is just a shitty fucking bonus area. It is because of the design of it, in its background. Oh, by the way, there's a button here. Press that. Just a fun little interactable. Doesn't really do anything, but there you go. But yeah, one pickup around here you'll find sometimes is this rainbow pickup Team Losi's name on it. We have to do certain things to get this. And for this level, that certain thing is essentially phasing through the rail there. Also, I've noticed that I need a yellow there in order to get a clock. That is a stopwatch. That will pretty much freeze time for a few seconds for us. It'll be useful for races to pause the CPU, and useful in time trials to pause the clock. But yeah, the main issue is going to be this area. And I'm going to essentially just stop the video for a few seconds to give a warning. I never do this really because I never have a reason to give a fucking warning for these games. But for this game, I have to give you a specific warning for this area called the Hill. And what is that area? Well, I would recommend you skip to this time here because there's a fucking flashing epilepsy warning in this one. They decided to put flashing colors in this hill. It will fucking kill you, so skip now. For the rest of you who didn't want to skip, here is the punishment. Imagine focusing on this game and having to deal with this shit. This is bad. This was sold to kids and such. Anyway, in order to take care of this, you have to launch yourself off that platform there into that hole, or do what I'm about to do here, and try to get yourself enough speed and such to jump off this nice little ramp at the very bottom to launch into the hole. You have to launch in here, which needs a lot of concentration, or getting flashed by fucking colors. Get inside this little opening here, and hey, we got the car. Bit more flashing, trying to give us more seizures, and there you go. At least with the window, it's fainter. But yeah, Chupacabra is unlocked. For you that skipped it, don't worry you didn't miss much. Just make a jump, and you'll get into a hole, which will let you get the Chupacabra vehicle. It's not easy, though. It does require a few attempts, because it is a bit finicky on how to do it. Also, I'm using the Chupacabra for the majority of this part now, because it's a really good car. And the rest of the cars we gain later on are kind of shit. And by the way, only time this game does that. Only time this game tries to give you a seizure. That's really bullshit. Anyway, Muddy Slipway, in Hub 2 we have Muddy Slipway as one of our tracks, also an area that we can't access. We also have Buggy Beach. And our third and final level of Hub 2, which by the way, Hub 3 is right here. There's a car right inside as well, waiting for us. But yeah, Velo Sacano. So, these are our levels. And hey, another car, another blocked opening. Not a hub, but it will lead to a hub. And also, these openings here are set game type. These are basically our exits back to the game type area. We can choose challenge 1, 2, or exploration / time trial. I'm still exploration, by the way. We're going to look into Muddy Slipway, because I'll do the race later on. They are very quick to do. But I want to get the exploration out of the way first, because exploration will allow us to get into bonus areas and such, which we can get out of the way immediately before we get into a race, which things will be a bit different. And I won't go into these areas really, so it's going to be focused more on the racing of it all. One of the biggest issues with this game is turning. Your turns are shit. They are either too tight or too fucking slidey, and it's just not a good combo. And the problem is, when you have to deal with a lot of turns, which this is one of those tracks that has a lot of turns, it makes things really bad, especially when you got a boost going on. The boost thing will really fuck things up. So, yeah, this game has really bad control issues, and it sucks. It also has a lot of physics issues, where we're bumping around a lot, and being flung about a lot, and just being flipped around a lot, and just having a bad time having to deal with the physics. As we get faster and faster in the game, the physics gets much, much worse, if we do jumps and such to get worse. The camera is also not really friendly. The camera will basically blind us sometimes and also just really being kind of nauseating to look at, as if this game isn't nauseating enough. Also, yes, these windows here, we can then skip all these corners, which is very much faster. And, yeah. Now it's time for how you get inside this hidden area here. There's a door to my left here. This is the hidden area door. How we unlock it, however, is that we have to hit all these fruits away. Because we have to hit them in a certain order so that they launch up into the sky and essentially piss off. Just knocking them doesn't happen anything. But if you hit the actual color you need, for instance, start off it's red, all of a sudden you hear a pop, and then it just starts to rise to the ground. So there you go, it just rises in the air to infinity and beyond, and you do it in a certain order like I'm doing right now, and hit them all, the door opens for you. And yeah, it'll take a few attempts because aiming in this is really awkward. The way steering works, by the way, is if you pretty much hold left or right, it doesn't matter because the controls, the steering sticks to that turn unless you turn away from it. So you are never going to be 100% straight. You are going to be, you know, more veers left or right every time. Also, we're now in the secret area. We're now in the bonus area, essentially. And in this bonus area is Beetle Drive. We have to race this Beetle here, who is not a playable race. Unfortunately, we don't get to play as the fucking bug. We do have to race against the bug, however. This fucker can be fast, which is why we're using this race here, this car, though. And however, there's a lot of shit in the way. A lot of things to really make things harder. And this bug here, that will close before the bug even gets there. So, you have to get there much faster than the bug. Takes a few attempts for me, but eventually I do make it through. And here is how I managed to do that. Also, he will go fucking fast, that bug. That bug will fucking fly at times. See? But yeah, stop it there to get across there by getting stuck on the pillars. And then getting stuck on that wall there sucks. But hey, now we get the ghost. Use the ghost to get that there, the Team Losi thing. Which I will call the mystery power-up. And now, we've unlocked a platform. Which I don't know if you're noticing, but the audio is clipping the fuck out. As you get closer, it's gonna get worse. Oh, you thought it wouldn't get that much worse? Well, how about right here? Oh, that's nothing. Where did we get on the thing? Lovely. And hey, we drop down into our reward. What's the point of all these teleporters? I don't know, but there you go. Our next unlockable car is the Reaper. I'm not using it. It sucks. It legitimately sucks this time. I'm not joking around. It's basically worse on Excel and kind of worse on Grip 2. It's not even faster. It's slower than the Chupacabra. So, yeah, use the Chupacabra. Alright, so next up, I'm going to go ahead and go right. And just... No, not that one. I'm going to go over to this corner one here for Buggy Beach. This is the start, however, of where the hidden areas that we can unlock, are more so just shortcuts rather than bonus areas. So, I will give this one little thing. The music's pretty neat. I like the music in this game. But, I mean, it looks nice. It looks like a nice little game. It's just, it controls like shit, and for the most part, a lot of this stuff you have to figure out, not too conventional. Like, for instance, hey, there's this barrier here, which isn't a normal barrier, but it's blocking our path. How do we unlock this? We can't use the ghost to get through it. We need to unlock it. Because that ghost ability will not let us phase through everything, otherwise we can phase through the entire map. We have to essentially use a different sort of ability in order to get inside. But, what kind of ability? Well, in order for us to... Oh, Bobby can lock this door. In order for us to actually unlock that door, we have to get inside that bottle, which has the Team Losi power-up there, the mystery power-up. And also, there are just floating gates as well. We'll about the floating gates later on. But right now, we need to figure out how to get inside. And to get inside, we'll be needing the ghost ability. So get a blue, a yellow, an orange, and then wait until you get to the blue close to the bottle and activate it from there. Do not get other power-ups, or else you will, restart the thing. And do not press the circle button, because that will let go of your power-up. Either circle button or square button, I forgot which one it was. But either of those buttons will move the power-up colors and reset it completely. It's kind of pointless to have, so don't bother using it. And now, we can get inside the area. The door is unlocked. And inside that area is where we can get our flight ability. Because there are purples here, and these purples are kind of rare to find in the levels. There's not many moments where you can get a flight ability, essentially. But yeah, orange, green, red, and purple give us flight. And flight, we can't control acceleration. It will be automatic acceleration of the flight. We can fly around, and that can lead us to gain some stuff, like, for instance, get into openings, gain power-ups and such. And also, I just beat a time trial, which means I now got a record. The problem is, this game doesn't have any set records. You can't beat any times. All the leaderboards are blank, so... And also, you can basically reset the leaderboards at your leisure, get rid of all your records, essentially, for some reason. So, yeah, there's no point to time trial. There's no point to actually doing time trial stuff. Unless you want to do speed runs of this game, which you can. Just, be careful of the seizures. But, outside of that, this is a speedrunnable game. And lastly, over here is Velocicano. And yes, you might have noticed that me exiting and such leads me back into outside the level, whereas me getting a car, me getting the reward, puts you right back into the car select. We have to go all the way back to the area. Keep that in mind, because the backtrack can get a little bit annoying. Just saying, it's a little bit annoying. Just a little bit. Anyway, Velocicano is fine. It has a really awkward moment. Also, there's just this area over here which will teleport you back in. It's not worth it to go there. But yeah, this one's going to be very much heavily based on you going fast. And by the way, there are some tracks that don't have any secret areas. A rare few tracks have no secret areas. They have hidden paths in a way, like this area here is the hidden path. If you go around it, you'll be able to find some flight shit, and then there's all this flight stuff around here and such you can use. It requires us to get the flight ability, however, which requires us to get an orange and all that crap. So we have to get a good start with that. But, yeah, for the most part, I'm just going to jump cut to me getting the orange, because otherwise it's going to be a real pain in the ass. There you go. So yeah, then I get the green over here. Then I need to get the red in the bridge area. Sometimes you need to get in a certain order in order to actually get what you need to properly get across the area. Which is annoying. Because you do it in a different sort of order, you'll probably get yourself stuck, because there are times where the game forces a color on you like that. That bridge, you can't avoid it. You have to go through it. And there you go. And now, I can go ahead and get all this stuff in order for me to get a whole bunch of colors and everything, and keep my flight going, essentially, and, then get some speed abilities, other abilities and such, and that's it. Again, no hidden thing there, it's just, just an additional to get some more stuff going. But again, it's very rare that you won't get any, you won't get a level that doesn't have any secret area thing to it. Anyway, now we're doing the races, which, here's about the AI, by the way. The AI is fair. They do not rubber band at all. They actually go by their own leisure. They're not the smartest, but they also are not something you want to fuck with. They can easily screw you over. Also, that's square button, I believe. It is this slide button, this handbrake button. If you handbrake and then, let go correctly at the right time or what have you, which is just, after like a few seconds, you get a nice little boost. But it's kind of useless because it will push you around a bit, and also if you hit any kind of wall or any kind of like object or what have you, no boost for you. So, yeah, it can give you some nice quick turns, but it's not really reliable. And also, you have to be squarely on the ground, like flatly on the ground. If you are bumping around and shit, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna give you any kind of, like, you know, ability to do the power slide shit. You can't do it. So, yeah, then you just got kind of stuck, essentially. You get kind of fucked over. So, yeah, that's about the gist of things when it comes to that. It's just a really awkward sort of deal overall to, like, you know, take care of this shit. And also, you're noticing I'm having a hard time. Also, the AI can also freeze you. Their freeze ability, I think, lasts a little bit longer than yours, in fact, which is a bit bullshit, but what can you do? But yeah, the main thing here is just, you can notice that as I'm doing turns and shit, I'm actually kind of struggling on keeping straight and such. I bounce so fucking hard. It's hard to actually, you know, dodge, angle yourself correctly or what have you. The game is more so going to fly you all over the place in the places you don't really want to go to or make you miss things. More so than you actually, you know, want to get shit done. So, yeah. It's annoying in that regard. But ultimately, I can still make it through relatively fine. This does mean there is some luck base to it if you want to get like a really fast time, a perfect run. Gotta be careful of that freeze ability of the AI, because they can fuck ya. But ultimately, I'm just a jump cut past the hub world shit to get straight to the races. You already know where they are. And yeah, now it's time for Buggy Beach. Here's the thing. The longer tracks, which aren't that long really, are gonna be much more helpful for you in a way. The ones that have the most abilities going on for yourself you can actually get and such. Very helpful for you. Otherwise, you're kind of fucked on this one. Also, for this beach, don't even bother with the shortcut. Sure, you might get a little bit faster with it. And yeah, there is power-ups over there that will basically give you what you need immediately in order to get to that shortcut immediately. I would more so recommend you use the boost here, because that boost, when you get to 3, you will start fucking flying. And when you start fucking flying, you are going faster than the shortcut's ever going to really give you. I mean, yeah, there's also flight, then you combine it with the fucking boost. Oh boy. You are unstoppable. You are going to zoom past everybody with flight and a free time boost. It's gonna fuck things up for everybody. You are gonna be unstoppable with this free time boost. The only issue is that you don't have much control. The flight will give you a lot of control, however, so the flight will be useful there. Because, yeah, this ground here, this fucking ground, is gonna screw you around. It's gonna bump you all over the place. You have no control to actually steer and such. And it's just gonna be a bad time for you all around. So yeah, the faster you are, the less control you really have. And yeah, there you go. And I just get over here, grab these, stop the clock. And yeah, as you can see, not as long as they can stop the clock on you, but it does help out, and does freeze the AI. It will also freeze the clock when you're doing time trials, so again, if you really want to get a big time, I guess you can use that ability and, you know, use some speed boosts and such, and essentially just get through as fast as possible with that. And yeah, you can get a good time out of that. Every track, I think, can last you maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, so these are not slow, you know, very long tracks to deal with. You can easily get through this very quickly. And yeah, you can see I'm going to use the boost here. The boost in this one is going to be your magnum opus for this track. It's going to be what you're going to need. Even though you'll be bumped around a lot, it's going to incredibly help you out. If you can keep this going for the entire race, you're unstoppable. The AI cannot catch up to you at that point. The problem is just getting bumped around like a fucking pinball machine, having no real control of your steering, no real control of how far you're going to steer, and just generally getting fucked over in that regard. Because the power-up's not going to be that helpful to you. And, yeah, it is limited, remember, so that's fine. Just me getting that free there for quite a while is enough for me to get way ahead of the AI. The AI cannot catch up to me at this point. Unless I just stop and wait for them. They can't catch up to me, so I'm fine. But yeah, this is how the game's gonna be. It's gonna be, essentially, you do the race on the first two to unlock exploration as well as a new car. The exploration for those 2 levels. Be warned about the seizure thing. And, also, yeah, I'm gonna go down here and show you. I just kind of freeze up there, and then I start going backwards, and yeah, there's no progress there. It's a waste of time. But, yeah, for the most part, it's gonna be, at this point now, exploration and then races. Exploration, then races. There are not many tracks in this game. That's why it's a quick play. It's like gonna be 4 parts long, essentially. It's gonna be a quick one, honestly. Each part's like 30 minutes long at best. Maybe 40 minutes at worst. But, yeah, for the most part, not that long. Long enough for our channel, this channel, essentially. But yeah. There you go. I know I've been mumbling about a lot. I've been trying to keep up this one, as well as have my volume be upped a bit more so you can hear me better, because this game can be rather loud considering what we heard beforehand. But yeah, there you go. So that's all the races, and that means we've locked Hub Freight, which means I can now get a new car. So let's go ahead and grab it, shall we? Here's the jingle. Nice. And not over there, it's pretty much in the very back area of, yeah, there's the entrance to here. Go all the way behind it. There's the entrance to Hub Freight. It's gonna be annoying having to backtrack a lot like this. And hey, we got the car. So what's the car this time? We got a lot this time as well in this part. We've got Mook 808. I'm not using it. It's not that good. You can see why. Worse speed, bit better acceleration, like a lot better acceleration actually, and better grip. Actually, same grip really. But it is slower. And that is all the carts for this part right now. There's a few more left. But, yeah. At this point, the cart collecting thing is not going to be as extreme as this part was. And then we're going to Hub Freight now. I'm going to look at what the levels up ahead are going to be. I'm going to do those next time in the next part of Team Losi RC Racer. And by the way, Team Losi is a real brand. You can get basically like real RC carts and such, like these ones in fact, from them. They're supposed to sell their parts and such. Not a good idea to give your player base seizures if you want to sell your fucking product, but hey, I'm not the marketer here. Anyway, the tracks here are creepy cops. I don't know why it's spelt cops, but yes, creepy cops. Also, there's a thing there I can't get to, and there's also Hub 4, which is the final hub in the game. There are only 4 hubs in total, which means it's not that much in this game. Mountain Retreat, and the last level we have to deal with, which is the first level I believe we're dealing with. Not that. It's this one over here, which is called Clawshore. So, next time in Team Losi RC Racer, we're doing Hub 3 and 4 and completing Challenge 1 as well as our exploration for the most part. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time with Creepy Cops.